Hey, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, and Shalom to you, hopefully elect. All right. And getting right into it, I just find this funny. As I believe, because there is no such thing as coincidences with Yahweh Bashem Shai. And as I've said before, man, just with the timing of everything, the Lord moving everything into place, man, the stage is being set. All right, America's being ripened for the gathering. All right, or America's being prepared for the taking. you know, um, while these people are every day, you know, basically just partying and bullshitting, and just life as usual, business as usual, right? Let me get this. We brought this out in this past Saturday at the camp. Let me get this. In the book of Luke. As a matter of fact, yeah, Luke chapter 17. And thankfully, I'm not on social media like that anymore for the most part, as the decree came down from the Apostle Tahar, brothers should get rid of that Facebook, and like I said, I'm not one to be on a social media like that. I really only keep um, certain of these platforms just for communication's sake, for certain individuals to keep in communication, and again, even with that being said, because for the most part, man, all you see is, like I said, just Jake partying and bullshit and clubbing, and because these people, they think that this is going to continue to go on, right? Well, little do these people know, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in Luke chapter 17. I'm gonna start at verse 26. It says, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage." All right, so it was business as usual, Um, Scriptures say that. I'm gonna go to this real quick in Exodus, because the writing is on the wall. All right, Jake, Salaki, not Jake, but for the most part, these other nations, especially Esau, pretty much everyone outside of Jake, man, they see what's coming. All right, they see it coming, man. And they're preparing, they're getting ready. All right, Esau, he's buying up ammunition. All right, all hell's getting ready to break loose out here. You know, it's about to be total war out here on the streets of America real soon. You know, and so much that, like I said, you got these average Edomites out here buying up ammunition, right? And just to show you how this shit is about to pop off, because all of a sudden you got these factories catching fire where they make these ammunitions. So all hell's getting ready to break loose out here. But all Jake wants to do, I'm gonna read this in Exodus 32:6. It says, they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. So that's all Jake want to do, is partying and bullshit. All right, that's all that's on Jake's mind, But little do these people know, right? Going back to Luke chapter 17. Luke 17 and 27 again. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage. You see, because this is not a time and place. And the Apostle Paul spoke about certain of these things, as far as basically this just isn't the time to be getting wives. All right. If you got one, then, don't seek not to be loose. If you don't got one, then don't be trying to, settle down and, to each his own, but the Apostle Paul, he was given that sound advice through the Spirit of the Lord for a reason, because that's what it was. It was strong advice. Listen, wherever you're at, just be content. And I'm speaking to myself, just be content. All right. Because all this shit is about to be changed. All this is about to change real soon. Right. So when you read on, it says, until the day that Noah entered into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. So, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, Noah probably thought that it was just going to be another day in the office, another day building, just another day in the office. All right. And just speaking as a man, he probably heard them door slam. All right. Probably heard a big boom or something, and it just started raining. Right. Like I said, until the day that Noah entered into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. So sudden destruction, all of a sudden. All right. Noah had no idea that was going to be the day, So, matter of fact, reading on, it says, likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So, business as usual. All right. And that applies to both sides. All right. Likewise us, it might be another day to us whenever that day takes place, because again, that pressure in the pipes. All right. The pressure in the pipes, eventually you put enough pressure, the pipe, it holds enough pressure, but eventually the pipe's going to burst. So that's what I was saying, with just the timing of everything, like I said, everything being moved into place, right? That pressure's being built up, man. The stage is being set. America is being ripened for the taking, for the gathering, man. And this is just more, tall tale signs. All right. Because like it says, Iranians apprehended at southern border. Now, what are the coincidences? Again, there is no coincidences, but just the timing, right? I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
We are back with a Fox News alert. FBI Director Christopher Wray is now warning Americans to stay vigilant for possible terror threats here at home.
So, Ainsley, Wray fears that Hamas copycat attacks could happen on U.S. soil. Meanwhile, national security concerns rise at our southern border.
That's because our Border Patrol agents have announced that 4 Iranians here illegally have been apprehended in Texas just in the last month.
Alexandria Hopp is live at the White House with more. Alex.
Hey guys, I'm here in the Washington Bureau right now. I want to comment because you guys were talking to Trey about the idea of Hamas being an ideology, and you don't have to train with Hamas terrorists to think like them. That's the message coming out from the FBI, is that we should not discount the possibility that Hamas or other terrorist organizations will take advantage of the current conflict by calling on supporters to carry out an attack here in the United States. The Bureau's biggest concern is a solo assailant.
We've got to be on the lookout, especially for lone actors who may take inspiration from recent events to commit violence of their own.
And this, of course, has sparked increased.
I've said this before, as far as because again, these guys are basically calling for a worldwide retaliation. All right, Muslims to come together, right? But even more so, however it plays out, the fact being that because obviously nothing happened yet, all right, yet. But you might have, and that's what they were just talking about, like these lone actors, these lone wolves, specific individuals, rather than, just all at one time, and, these Muslims coming together all at one time, all right, and doing something. Well, again, you're gonna have some overzealous individual, you know, because this is the things that our apostles have been talking about. All right, as far as these T attacks, you know, something's gonna happen, man. And hopefully, you know, Lord willing, real soon. All right, it's just gonna change the course of everything. And as brothers have been bringing out, you know, with these, well, this is just my opinion. All right, as far as these loan attacks, you know, which they could tie into, you know, this this thing of ours and make it seem like we're, you know, a part of it somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know, so that's on another note. Like I said, as brothers have been bringing out, you know, as far as this, being more vigilant, being careful. You know, there's a lot of agent activity going on. You know, but of course we just have to wait and see.
Concern over the flow of migrants at our southern border. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, 4 Iranians have been apprehended since the beginning of this month. That is 4. They're all considered to be special interest aliens. That's a term used to describe individuals coming from countries identified by the U.S. government as having conditions that promote or protect terrorism. Individuals may also have some suspicious travel patterns. And look at this. In the first 14 days of this fiscal year, over 30 Iranians were apprehended at the southern border. Nearly 60 Syrians, 35 Pakistanis, more than 100 Russians, 285 Afghans, and nearly 2,000 Chinese migrants.
Damn.
Over the past 2 years, U.S. Border Patrol has encountered almost 73,000 special interest aliens. Many.
So yeah, man, you know, because this is something that, as far as this whole border talk, this so-called crisis at the border, all right, it's not like this has just started. You know, no, man, this has been going on. America's been being infiltrated. All right, you know, America's under siege, and again, going back to this whole calling. All right, going back to this whole call to action. All right, some of these economists and, you know, some of these guys like Dave Hodges and Full Spectrum, you know, some of these guys, man, they think that this could be the you know, waking of these agent cells. Oh, I'm sorry, Slakia, these sleeper cells, because again, this is something that just happened. This has been going on for years. All right, you know. And people think that this could be that call to action, that awakening of these sleeper cells, man.
Them from Middle Eastern countries. And just last week, CBP agents apprehended 2 Lebanese nationals in Eagle Pass, Texas. They were also considered to be special interest aliens. Lebanon, of course, home to Hezbollah. Guys.
That's all scary.
Yeah, and there are these 2 lawmakers, 2 congressmen in Washington are trying to pass that legislation so that we don't allow anyone from Gaza, any of the Palestinian authorities, to enter into our country. Where does that stand? Do you know?
The Gaza Act.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting. We were reading about that a little bit when I was at the White House yesterday. It's certainly getting some pushback from people because the idea is you have these special interest aliens, as we were just talking about. Not all of them are people who adhere to the same beliefs as their government. Many are seeking refuge in the United States, wanting to distance themselves. So it's going to get a lot of pushback, but it's making waves because people in the United States are scared.
Yeah, Alex, thanks so much. Appreciate it. And Ron DeSantis is leading the charge on that among the candidates. And one of his points is, look, they might not all be Hamas, but they're anti-Semitic. We don't know who they are. This is not the point. This is not the time now to take any chances. I think it's a little bit different with Afghanistan. We were there for 20 years, and you have all these,
Allies, yeah.
all the allies, but you have all these examples of them showing loyalty in the past, whether they were interpreters, whether they actually fought with us, the type of positions they had with the government that was ousted because we left. But that's a lot different than now.
So yeah, man, that's the point. All right. And quite frankly, like the chick said, man, hey, to these Americans, you should be afraid. You should be scared. You know, you should be scared. You know, because when reality sets in, and hey, you know, let me get this. I'm gonna make sure I keep this. The spirit permits, man. I'm gonna keep this I'm gonna keep this precept around, man, because, you know, the time's gonna come when these people are gonna realize that, hey, those guys were right, man. Like, damn, you know. Like the brother Nahoya, he says, man, because once it gets to a point where you regret something, all right, it's too late at that point. All right, that feeling of regret, once you regret something, that means it's too late. And a lot of people, they're going to regret not listening to the prophets, and they're going to regret talking shit, walking by the camps, coming on the comment board, scoffing. All right. Again, just that feeling of, damn, man, those guys were right. But again, it's going to be too late. So I'm going to get this in Ezekiel 12. I'm going to start at 17. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, eat thy bread with quaking, and drink thy water with trembling and with carefulness. All right, because there's going to be a lot of fear. And, it's going to, hey, like the scriptures say, perilous times, we're coming into real, scary, dangerous, fearful times. But the elect have nothing to be afraid about, The elect have nothing to fear. All right. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of oh shit moments. But, hey, the Lord's going to show us, Lord willing, that, hey, I got you, because in order to need a miracle, all right, well, you're going to have to be in a position to need a miracle in the first place, In order for the miracle to come, you're going to have to be in a position to need the miracle in the first place. So, like I said, we're going to have a bunch of old shit moments, close calls or whatnot. But, hey, the elect are going to get delivered. But as far as these people, man, it's just going to be, just constant pain, misery, suffering, just a constant state of fear, panic, stress, But reading on in verse 19, it says, And say unto the people of the land, Thus saith the Lord, God of the inhabitants of Jerusalem and of the land of Israel, they shall eat their bread with carefulness and drink water with astonishment. So that's the point. All right. That's that point, that astonishment. Like, damn, they told us a famine was coming. Like, damn, they told us this was going to happen. Like, damn, but it's going to be too late. All right. It's going to be too late. It says that her land may be desolate from all that is therein, because of the violence of all them that dwell therein. All right, and as we know, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So wherever Jacob scattered, all right, hey, Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble. You see, that's the focal point, man. You Jakes are in trouble. All right, because there's going to be a lot of violence. Like I said, chaos, confusion, death. Just we can't even put it into words. As I always say, our words will never do justice. Our words will never do justice. Just through the Spirit, brothers are able to, paint the picture as best as possible. Just like back in the ancient world, when certainly our forefathers like John, the Revelator, and many of the prophets, that they tried to describe the missiles as best as they could, but they had to describe what they were seeing. All right, with the common language that they had for their time. So they were seeing the missiles, but obviously they weren't missiles back then. So they just described it. That's why our forefathers, they use terms like arrows, fiery serpents, and things of that nature. They again, words can't describe. That's the point. That words can't describe. But that's why the Lord is just going to have to bring it. He's just going to have to show it. To the point where even the elect are going to be like, damn, like we knew this was coming, but damn, we didn't know it was going to do like that. We didn't know it was going to play out like that. Like Ezra's, like, woe was me, right? Who shall deliver me in those days? Like, damn. So we're going to see some shit. All right, like I said, our words will never do justice. All we can tell you is, hey, it's going to get bad. All right, it's going to get bad. Scary. This world is about to meet the king of terrors, right? But I'm going to get this in Revelation 18 and verse 7. Because, hey, man, even though we know for the most part, a lot of this stuff going on over there in the so-called Middle East, is orchestrated. Nevertheless, people's lives are already being taken. All right, people are already dying. You know, casualties for real. All right, and just like we've seen some of these videos where people, in the sky, paragliders coming through the sky, one moment, right? They're partying, right, or whatever, and then the next moment you see paragliders coming through the skies or whatnot. And then it's cold because at one moment you see people partying and they just so happen to look up and there's paragliders, and the next moment, what they say, it was like 200 bodies or something like that, 300 bodies or something like that, just bodies. It was basically a massacre, supposedly. So all alleged, but nevertheless, just paint the picture of just that sudden destruction, man. One moment it's just going to be a day of just business as usual. All right, and then all of a sudden, right? That's why I want to read this in Revelation 18 and verse 7, because these people, they think that they can't be touched, man. And that's the man. And that's why it's going to be beautiful to see how this plays out. These people, they think they can't be touched. They think that America can't be touched, right? But in a moment, right? Revelation 18 and 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow will give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So that's the average mindset of these Babylonians. All right, nothing gonna happen. We're never gonna. That's going on over there. That's happening over there. That's never gonna happen here, right? But little do these people know. All right, because I always use the comparison, right? When you got a dinner plate, you got your greens, you got your there's a thing in the South, right? Where and you got your vegetables, you got your starch, and you got your meats. So you got your greens, you got your mashed potatoes, and then you got your steak, right? Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna save the best for last. Obviously you're gonna start off with the greens, right? Then you're gonna move over to the mashed potatoes, and then you're gonna go for the steak. You're gonna save the best for last, and that's all the Lord is doing. He's saving the best for last. He's really reserving the worst. He's reserving the worst for last. Saving the best for last. He's really saving the worst for last, reserving the worst for last. And that's all it is. This is just because it hasn't happened to America yet. No, man, the Lord he's reserving the worst for last, man. Verse 8, it says, therefore shall her place come in one day, death and mourning and famine. All right. And she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And you see, even before the missiles come, all right, all hell is going to be breaking loose, man. America is going to be ground zero real soon. America is going to be the worst place to be real soon. All right, Lord willing, sooner than soon. But it's going to happen in a moment. All of a sudden. All right. It's going to be like some shit out of a movie. Just troops activated. Because as we see, America's sending troops over there to Israel, and more and more we're going to see America spread her military out, spread her military too thin, right? Well, someone's going to have to replace them as far as here at home on the so-called homeland. All right, someone's going to have to be here to what do you call it, maintain order when things get bad out here. And again, it's no coincidence, man. It's just the timing of everything with all this border crisis talk. All right. And this infiltration of America. All right. All these, troops over here. Middle-aged, military men that have been coming over here. And they're just waiting on that green light. They're just waiting on a call. Which a lot of people think that whole thing some weeks ago back in that emergency test signal that went out on the 4th, December 4th, while the average person out here, you know, because we always get those alerts and stuff, but, you know, for the most part, people ignore it, you know. So while everyone is just, you know, was ignoring that emergency test signal or whatever, some people think that that could have been that you know, that call, you know, like, hey, basically, hey, it's showtime, you know, where we're getting ready to make our moves, be over here at such and such time, and whatever the case may be. Some people think that, you know, but of course, again, we just have to wait and see. But real soon, man, hey, it's going to be different out here. It's going to be different because as it's been said before, it's not just Northern Kingdom coming through the borders, you know. You see, it's not just Northern Kingdom. Hey, you got all type of Hamites, Moabites, you know, and apparently, you know, these Persians, you know, Ishmael and them, all, you know, all these nations are coming through them borders, man. Again, America's being infiltrated. All right, it's been being infiltrated, but it's just a matter of time, man, before, hey, wake up and it's just, you know, it's dystopia. You know. But Lord, one of this was edifying. All praises to you. How about Shema Shai? Shalom to you, hopefully, elect.